It's the summer, and where some of you might be going outside to the sound of the child pulling up, or maybe you're a little bit older and you're in some field in the middle of nowhere listening to drum and bass and drinking cheap vodka, my wallet is licking its lips because the summer box office is here, and I've got rent to pay. Come on, children, ignore the ice cream man.
But I'm going to go to bed.
Can click on the nice man's video about a movie that you're not even old enough to watch yet. Now, I got a love-hate relationship with Ryan Reynolds in general, okay? I'm from a little crew called Shithole, and he owns a Welsh football team called Wrexham. Stay with me, okay? We're kind of like rivals, okay? So I'm a little bit jealous of the money he's pumped into them because, it was a lot. So much money, in fact, that the people of Wales can now afford condoms to fuck sheep with. Yeah, I ain't get no money off this video, okay? But, however, I've got a lot of love for Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool. Just forget about that. I think amongst the piles of the most nonsensical Marvel films with the most cliche jokes. And the, oh look, we're gonna drop an F-bomb. So the buggy in the front row breathes out and snot's gonna fly out of his nose. Deadpool is a franchise that really stands out amongst the slop, despite conventionally not having the most incredible, well-thought-out and jaw-dropping narrative. Sometimes films don't have to make you stand up in the cinema and do a clapping motion in front of a bunch of grown men in Captain America t-shirts. Sometimes films can just be funny.
Free fucking line.
Fill you with a little bit of dopamine and you can go back to your 9 to 5. And I think for the most part, that's what these three films have been able to achieve. They've made a hell of a lot of money, they've been incredibly well received, and I really think Fox deserves some credit for that. Yeah. The year is 2000, and Marvel has announced that alongside Artisan Entertainment, they're going to be making a lot of Marvel movies, including Deadpool. Fast forward 4 years, and they've already started working on a new Deadpool film with Ryan Reynolds. However, that ended up falling short. So in 2005, following his feature in the final Blade film, he was again given the opportunity after learning that Fox wanted him as a cameo in an upcoming Wolverine film. So another 4 years goes by, and it's 2009, and a brand new X-Men film is coming to cinemas, starring Wolverine, called X-Men Origins, and it's about his origin. And alongside Hugh Jackman, we have Ryan Reynolds, who has thrown his hat in the ring as Deadpool. How exciting. Everybody loves Deadpool. I wonder if he's going to be breaking the fourth wall to comment on how shit this movie is, because it was shit. The movie was pretty much a disaster class, and what was even more embarrassing is that Ryan Reynolds saw this coming. Scenes leaked from the movie looked terrible, green screening was gross, and yeah, they fucking butchered Deadpool in it. I ain't no comic book guy, okay? I do shower, but even I know he's the merc with a mouth, and they just went ahead and neutered the fucking guy.
I like 15-year-olds.
What a sick joke. Knowing this, why on earth would Ryan Reynolds take this job? Well, that's because he saw the vision. He was playing chess while you were playing checkers. His dick got hard after reading that Deadpool comic that referenced his name that one time, and he got a taste for it. And also maybe because they promised him he could play Deadpool in a movie they were planning after. That might have had something to do with it. Even in the build-up of the film releasing, Reynolds was very skeptical about this version of Deadpool, even going as far to say this.
My dream would be to do an absolutely 100% faithful Deadpool adaptation straight out of the comic books, breaking the fourth wall.
Oh, I like them both. I mean, it's pretty awful when your mouth is sewn up, though. You know, it makes lunch a sad place.
So it comes to no surprise that he wasn't going to let this setback destroy the future of Deadpool. In 2010, Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick were hired to write the Deadpool script, two people who Ryan personally paid for, which left him without a salary for the film. And they were tasked with focusing on staying true to all of the gimmicks that made Deadpool Deadpool. And that again came with its own problems, meaning that an already risky financial decision just got a whole lot harder with the script being rated R. Things also didn't improve with the immense amount of confusion over who would direct the film. After it initially looked like it would be Robert Rodriguez doing the role, director of Sin City and Spy Kids.
Every time I pop out, bitch, you know. Run it, Pickering!
But then he didn't want it. They had some Swedish guy called Adam Berg. But then he said, I'm not touching that. I want to watch PewDiePie video and eat IKEA meatball. So then Fox were like, hey, I ain't got no money, so how about we just hire the VFX guy, Tim Miller, who did work on the other X-Men films and who made this cool trailer for Money Printing Online, the video game. And he also made an animated short that won an Oscar. Keep in mind, this guy hadn't directed anything before, and I guess Fox was still skeptical because they said, yo, hey Ryan, with, little love hearts in their eyes, they were practically bent over begging for this. Do you want to come produce the movie for us? Because that's how little faith we have in you. And he was like, oh, hell yeah, I'm him. And then in 2011, Green Lantern released, and it was very, very gay. And that made Fox even more mad with Ryan Reynolds, and they were like, you know what, here's 10 quid, get me pictures of test footage. And even after all that, they didn't want to make the film. By the way, we just jumped forward like 3 years, so it's 2014 now, and someone, I wonder who, the little rat was that leaked the test footage, and nerds absolutely destroyed that underwear underwear. I'm talking liters of cum. Really, just a fucking tsunami. So Fox finally gave in and set a release date, and here's $58 million. Go make us proud. And the team did just that. Deadpool 2016 was a resounding success, taking in $782 million worldwide, which is incredibly impressive for a superhero film with such a small budget. It became the highest grossing film ever at the time for an R-rated movie, overtaking films like Matrix Reloaded, The Passion of Christ, and yes, even 50 Shades of Your Dad definitely is not pleasing your mum if she's going to the cinema and watching this. And why was the film so successful? Well, because instead of sewing Deadpool's mouth shut, he didn't shut the fuck up in this movie, and he had an awesome suit, and the music was perfect. The action sequences are some of the best in the superhero genre. I mean, that bit where he has like the 10 bullets left in the mag, the clip, the mag, I don't care, shut up, Critical. My 13-year-old brain was like melting seeing that amount of blood. I thought I was on best gore. A live leak watermark was going to show up. Even despite their low budget, they managed to root around their foreskin for some extra pennies and fun CGI to his mask, so you can see his facial expressions without him having to take it off. And yeah, okay, the story isn't the most compelling. Bad guy revenge story, he takes the girl. But did you have fun? Because that's all that matters. So you just broke a bunch of records with a film you originally didn't want to make, Fox. So what are you going to do now? It's probably about time that you realize that Ryan Reynolds knows what he's doing with his character. So they throw even more money, $110 million to be exact. And you break the same record you sent 2 years prior, making $785 million, with what I would argue an even better film than last. Lower your weapons, okay? Let me cook. It's clear that the stakes are much higher in this film with him losing his fiancée, right after they've decided they want to start a family together. His approach to death is really interesting, with his desire to leave this world to go meet with Vanessa in the afterlife. He also learns the importance of having people around him that he's tried to push out his entire life. Something, as far as we know, only Vanessa was able to break down, along with action that seems much more improved upon with a bigger budget. Ryan is not only credited as a producer, but also a writer this time, and you can feel that completely, and I'll touch on later why that is. So now it brings me to the main event, the reason you might have clicked on this video. What did Deadpool and Wolverine have in store? I mean, we know the franchise is good, okay? They've made some good films, but this is Disney's time, okay?
You said we were going to a place Walt Disney built.
No, Peter, I said supported.
They went and bought Fox in 2019. Could they really make an R-rated film and keep this train going? And you can't blame anyone for being pessimistic of the fact Marvel projects have been wank for the past 5 years. Fuck off! To the point where I don't even watch it anymore unless I want a YouTube paycheck, or I actually like the franchise. Let's rip the band-aid off first. This film isn't as good as Deadpool 2, and I'll have to get back to you on whether it's as good as 1. It heavily relies on nostalgia, and although that's not a bad thing, it is still, you know, Disney-esque. I already thought when Wolverine's suit was announced that nerds had their lotion ready. I thought this was what Wolverine looked like from the video game. What is this? The list of cameos was so crazy for this film that they intentionally leaked fake cameos to dive away from the real leaks and create even more hype for the film. And it became even more apparent this time round that Ryan has some contract to do whatever the fuck he wants with Deadpool, because he was shilling it everywhere on his YouTube channel, turning up to
Euro 2024
in a Deadpool suit. I'm sure in 40 years time we'll see him wearing the same outfit at his wife's funeral. All of this helps create the aura around Deadpool once again, with Hugh Jackman's return furthermore boosting the excitement of the film. And despite the little criticism I gave him about 30 seconds ago, this is probably the funniest Deadpool film, with tons of jabs at Disney's past movies and their obsession with making everything into a multiverse film. We're done with the 90s Disney. The film's got loads of cameos, as I mentioned, people coming back that you didn't expect.
I've never heard of this, Dad, of whom you speak.
Because I can't lie, the Wesley Snipes entrance, that was, oh my god. Just look at that. And my video's taken down. They even got 21 My Name Jeff to play Gambit again. And look guys, it's the miner from the Logan movie that Shadbase drew NSFW art of. Yeah, yippee yippee. I can't believe they got Will Smith's wife in the movie as well. Oh no. At the time of writing this video, Deadpool and Wolverine has gone on to be the highest R-rated opening of a film domestically and worldwide, with $441 million, and I expect that it will beat Joker 2019 for the all-time #1 spot. So whether you're a fan of this film or not, this is a massive win for the future of R-rated movies if studios can see the potential gain from taking this risk. Much like Barbenheimer a year ago, I got to be part of something once again. I went to Belfast to go visit some friends, and then we went to go see Deadpool on release. I think that's the first time I've ever seen a Marvel movie on day one, and to be part of the hype, and I unironically got to speak to this like really smelly guy who is a massive Deadpool fan. I ain't gonna say nothing because this isn't a Leafy is here, you know, video, but he was doing my fucking head in. And I also got to witness people clapping in the cinema. Yeah. All of that, however, is a testament to the character Ryan Reynolds is, and the determination to not give up when the chips are down, and to proceed with a project he truly believed in, a role in which it was apparent he was born to play. Deadpool is a character I find really cool and incredibly real. He's someone that's been beaten, abused, tortured, to the point where his own safety measures are to hide behind levels of irony and the use of humor to live through his pain. And that's why the scenes where he takes off his masks and he interacts with Vanessa are so moving. It's because you can see someone trying their hardest to grow as a person. The reason I say Ryan was made for this role is because at many times in his career, he's spoken about how difficult it was growing up for him and the challenges he faced with his family. He now suffers from anxiety, which he believes his father attributed to. And from this, we've seen him go on to become a huge celebrity who has starred in loads of comedy films, using his humor to entertain the audience, and especially with Deadpool. When you look at it this way, it becomes apparent that Deadpool is a character that Ryan can relate to, using that comedy as a mechanism to cope with the problems he has faced. Deadpool may not be the smartest guy or the strongest of all superheroes, but what he is a pretty honest guy who fucks up like we all do and is trying his best to make a man out of himself. And Ryan Reynolds has been someone who's been able to encapsulate that perfectly. So anyway, I've been Insert Channel Name, and we are so back.
Baby.